Hey y'all, welcome back to this week's episode of AMA Friday with Amy Miller, Recruiting in Yoga Pants. So this week we're going to dig into how and why. Two very important questions you should be asking yourself and others through the recruiting process, no matter what side you're on. So this week, hopefully, will be beneficial for both recruiters and job seekers from different perspectives, of course, on the hows and whys of a particular hiring problem. All right, so let's start with the how. Now, first of all, sidebar, this video was inspired by some recent conversations I'm having with my team, my recruiting team, my hiring partners. We are talking about this on our searches. So believe me when I tell you, I give y'all the same advice I give everybody else in my life. Now, how I show up on YouTube is the same way I show up in the office, for better or worse. So think about that before you try to recruit me. This is what you get. I'm just kidding. Nobody's trying to recruit me. Do you know the market for recruiters right now? Are you joking? I'm just going to be quiet and be happy where I'm at. All right, all jokes aside, let's dig into the how. I think one of the mistakes we often make, and this is both the recruiting and the job search side, we get really hyper-focused on keywords. Keywords. Like my eyes start twitching and I start breaking out, getting hives. Keywords make me crazy. And here's the problem though. They have their value. There is a benefit to leveraging keywords and key terminology in a search. I'm going to eyeball a resume and look for particular terms, obviously. But I also need to be able to see beyond that. I need to see how that word was used, how that technology was used, how you did a thing with that word. You see where I'm going with this? The how is critical. So if I'm a job seeker and I'm reading through a job description and I'm highlighting the keywords like I told y'all to do, sure, I've got a link to that video somewhere. I'm going to link a bunch of videos, so keep an eye on that, okay? There's a lot of supplemental stuff that goes with this video, I think. But as we are talking about this keyword matching thing, yes, I do want you as a job seeker to identify the key terminology that a recruiter is going to look for, but you have to be able to tell me the how. Remember, my hiring manager's biggest complaint, keyword stuffing. They hate it. They hate it. I have literally seen probably qualified people who said all the right words get rejected because the hiring manager was annoyed that they couldn't really understand what exactly you did. You just shoved a bunch of keywords into a skills section. That's not doing you any favors, y'all. And I cringe. I scroll past so much on LinkedIn these days, y'all have no idea. The amount of just willpower I've had to develop. Please clap. It has been hard, okay? Because I have some shit to say. But whenever I see that advice, whenever I see, well, you just gotta have enough keywords and the ATS is scanning. No. Because y'all are missing the how. You're missing not only the how recruiters actually do their fucking jobs in spite of me telling you every week for 4 years. You're missing how you used these skills and tools and concepts, which is what the hiring manager wants to see. Okay? So the how is critical, but it's not just critical for job seekers. It's critical for recruiters too. If you are not asking your hiring manager, how is someone going to use this technology? How does this show up on a resume that I can understand what good looks like so that I'm sending you the right people? And let me tell you, the answers to those questions are so telling, because if a manager is like demanding some ridiculous, unheard of software that's maybe very new or hasn't been, like, let's say this has not happened, and if it does happen, I don't know how I'll react, but let's say a hiring manager has the audacity to say, I want someone with 2 years of experience using ChatGPT. I'm probably getting into why territory a little early. We're going to get to why. I have questions. How will ChatGPT be used in this job? You want someone who has expertise in this technology. How are they going to use it? How would they have used it in a previous job that helps us understand what good looks like? If a hiring manager cannot answer that for me, that is no longer a requirement. Okay? Cool. Glad we got that worked out. Okay. So how is very, very important. I want to understand that. I want to be able to tell your story to the hiring manager when I am presenting you. Why? A lot of us on both sides, a lot of us immediately jump into, well, why is this job open? Did you put the last person in a wood chipper? Of course not. No, this is silly. But we focus on that. And I'm not saying that's not an important question. You certainly should know. Because here's the reality. If this role has been filled like 4 times in the last 3 months and we can't keep people in it, I'm concerned. I want to understand what's going on here. Is our pick rough? Are we underpaying? Are you a terrible manager? Like, what is happening? So yes, it is an important question, but it is not the only, and frankly, not even the first question I ask. If I'm asking the why question as the recruiter, I want to know, manager, why would someone take this job? You're asking for a lot. You know, it's a tough gig. It's a cool gig. I mean, we're doing some really neat stuff here. But walk me through why someone would trust us with their next career move. Walk me through what problems we're solving. Walk me through what growth looks like. Walk me through how this impacts the bigger picture or the bigger expectations of the company. Like if I am recruiting for a company that sells widgets and I'm going to go hire a manufacturing engineer, how does that manufacturing engineer help us sell more widgets? What are they doing? How are they leveraging that manufacturing engineering expertise? And then why would this be a great move for an otherwise happy, qualified manufacturing engineer doing something similar at a competitor, for example? So understanding the why behind why a role is open helps us as recruiters send better messages. Because if I get to tell you like, hey, manufacturing engineer, here's what's up, okay? We're a company that's been selling widgets for 50 years, and we are doing this massive investment in our production line. Like serious overhaul. We're bringing in some really cool technical robotics, upgrading the production lines, whatever. And you are going to be the first hire from a manufacturing perspective to come in and oversee this. Like you are going to be number one, boots on the ground, figuring it out. That's cool. Maybe not all manufacturing engineers. I know a couple that would be interested in that, right? The way I've positioned it. Now, job seeker friends, you're going to take that same why and you're going to show us through the data on your resume and yes, through the interview process, why you're the person that can come in and do exactly that. So you don't know how to position yourself as the problem being solved if you don't know what the problem is. It is absolutely okay to ask that question. It is definitely on the recruiter to try to make that clear in the job description and in the outreach. So whether you're an incoming applicant or you're being found by a recruiter, doesn't matter. You all deserve this level of insight. How will I know what good looks like? How is this job going to actually get done? How does it impact the bigger picture of the organization? Why would someone take a chance on this job? Why would someone take a chance on me, the job seeker? And why is this a great move for whoever's going to move into this position? Friends, we got to get past the keyword nonsense. We got to let go of the AI bullshit mythology nonsense that's making everybody crazy. We got to start focusing on how and why. All right, let me know down below if you have any questions on this. There's so much more I could say on this topic. Really trying to keep it in 10 minutes here this week. See how I did? But as always, if you have questions, drop them down below. I am happy to continue the conversation in the comments. We can do a follow-up video. Let me know what you need to better understand and utilize this in your job search or in your recruiting search. And we will see you next week.